Okay, we're back, and I have removed all the masking fluid. And now I'm going in and I'm going to establish some of the shadows in the underneath the snow itself, so it's not all just white. And I'm going to do this very gently. Just touching it here and there, just to give the snow some interest. Some layered effects, kind of underneath the shadows of the snow, maybe a little bit. Just keeping it really light, just giving some dimension to the snow. There should be a shadow underneath the bottom of the snow. Some places more than others. You don't want to do it too harshly, and if it's too much, you can scrub it back out. So don't worry about overdoing it too much. So we just don't want it to look like you just left masking fluid everywhere. And if you want to soften the edges of your masking fluid, you can always do that with a scrubbing brush. But we want the look of the snow, though, piled up, so we don't want to overdo this too much. So I'm using a very light mixture of the Payne's Gray. And I'm just basically going under the shadow edges where there might be buildup. The snow. This will be very light. It's not really noticeable. So just with a kind of a wiggly motion to just give some definition to the snow itself. Remembering this isn't a realistic painting, so we don't have to worry too much about it. Just softening these edges a little bit where it's looking a little severe. And if you're concerned that, just do a very light wash, you can always go back over it again if you want it darker. So see, maybe under here. And we can carry it over underneath the snow as well. So see, you can carry it under here, a shadow there, which looks good. So we can kind of do that this way, underneath, and carry some on top there. Just giving it some definition under here. A little bit darker there. And darkening up the bumper a little bit. Okay, that's better. Let's see here. Let's go along the edge here. Put a shadow line under there, under here. Darken that a bit. Let's darken under here some. And the doorknob. Just darkening that. Darken that a little bit. Liking that better. with a wiggly motion. Okay, and underneath there, underneath the snow itself. And anywhere else that just that's standing out as being too white. And so also, we'll have to go in to shadow in the snow underneath the drifts of snow. Darken some of this. And I'm using this small brush. You can use a larger brush for this, really. We're just trying to soften these lines a bit so that it doesn't look so stark. Just kind of darkening the whole thing here. We'll just darken this whole thing because there's too much white here. We don't want it white everywhere. That's better. Let's see what we can do under here to give the illusion that this is standing up, that this snow is standing up. Mounding up. And let's put some shadows in this. And you can leave as much of the white as you like on this. I just don't want the masking fluid lines to stand out so much here. So I'm just darkening all this. Let's let that dry and see what we think about that. Let's go in and work on our trees some more. Our darks are in, so let's put in some more mid-tone and soften some of these. The same wiggly motion, just saving some highlights of the snow, but not too much. This is just given some variation in value and hue to make it look a little more interesting. And if it's too much, just blot it back. Just lightening it in places where the sun might hit. A little bit on the branches that are out front. Let's make that tree stand out a little bit more there. All right, so we'll put a little bit of straight gamboge in there with a little bit of the green. This isn't a sunny day, so we really don't want too much sun on this. So just here and there where the sun might be catching. And you don't have to do this at all if you just want your trees dark. I'm just trying to soften these edges a little bit. Don't want to lose the white on the trees though. So I think we'll go back in. I think that's too much yellow. So let's go back in with our dark and just soften that again. Places that might be too bright. Because it is an overshadowed day, there's it's a winter day, so it's there wouldn't be a lot of bright sunlight. It'd be overcast. That looks pretty good. We'll see how that looks when it dries. Okay. I think we're really close to being done with this. I'm going to let it dry a little bit and just see if there's anything else that stands out.